What's
Let's be
wrong
fucking
with
great.
you, though?
What you mean?
You always yelling
I'm
at
geeked
me.
up. Right, let's go. Let's get it
facts,
popping.
Facts. Nah, let's get it popping. Yo, welcome back to the #1 podcast
In Canada.
That talks about the questions and only about the questions because
We're all about the questions.
Now, boys, how's your week been? Since
My
we
week
last
was
saw.
a whirlwind of fucking emotions. I was doing a roller coaster all week, but today, right now, I'm up here. But past couple days, I was like,
you said whirlwind, and then he went to I was with you with the whirlwind. Yeah,
y'all knew what I meant.
we
though, yeah?
blessed.
Well,
I was good too, man. I'm always geeked up every week, so I'm happy. I'm happy. Glue, what about you? You had a good week?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm seeing Alexa trying to drink this tequila, and she holding
she,
her breath
like-
and shit, then following it with water.
Her
Like,
neck,
what are you doing?
Yo, her neck doing one of these. She drinking it. She didn't like that.
Let them know
yo,
what they gotta do off the rip.
I'll tell them exactly what they need to do. What they need to do is turn their volumes up real high, ambitions down real low, and get ready to listen to our soothing voices for as long as we want. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
shout out. Can I also just interrupt real quick? Say, yo, rest in peace, DMX.
DMX.
Yeah. RIP DMX.
Where
RIP
dogs
DMX.
Oof.
You won't remember that.
But
Nisha
The
Laquan,
dog.
Chanel,
I love that guy. All right.
it's a segment.
About
Man.
3 Kims, Latoya, and Tisha.
Okay.
Cookie, I met her at an ice cream parlor.
Okay.
Is it out of your
good, yeah,
system?
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, man, listen, welcome to my segment. No,
No.
wait, are we introducing?
Nah, what's your name, bro?
Yeah, in fact, let me introduce myself really quickly. And the gal them call me Mr.Beeches.
What up, Mr.
What's
Beeches?
up? What's happening? What's happening? To my right?
To your right, you got your boy Demarcus, the R&B king.
Yes, sir.
I started had to follow you on this
Thank
like Macho
you,
Man
thank
thing,
you.
you know?
And to
You
my right,
you already know who it is. It's your
Yeah.
boy Glue.
What
Host with
up?
the most, your Gallus. Talk to me nice.
What up, Blue? All right, and on
Go
that,
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
let me hit them with my segment. And my segment is the Netflix recommendation.
okay.
I love that when it hits on the same front. Anyway, my Netflix recommendation this week is Bad Trip. That's with Eric Andre,
Okay.
and Hannibal's in there.
Is it funny?
It's jokes.
Okay, that's
So
what
what?
it
Like,
is.
let me tell you all just a brief concept of the movie.
Synopsis.
So what they do is they just like put a camera. They have acting scenes, but it's just in public. So they're just playing like random shit on like people in public.
Okay.
So, but they have like it's like if I'm just sitting here and somebody just busts in and they're just like fighting,
So
like
just
doing
like
some shit.
just
It's
for
jokes.
laughs. You remember the just for laughs?
It's kind of like that,
Okay.
but it's like they have a story that they're following,
Okay.
and like as a viewer, you're like, yeah, this is a story, but they're playing pranks on people.
Okay.
It's so man,
Okay.
it is
Well,
so
I
funny.
can fall asleep. Then.
What's
It's
it
so
called? No, he falls asleep to comedy stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing he does.
I thought we doing sneak
No.
That's why it'd be so funny. You know, I'd be sleeping. You know, on some stand up.
What's it called though? Again?
It's called Bad Trip.
Bad Trip.
Bad Trip.
Great. Love to hear that. I might
Yeah.
tap into it. Next up, we got your lyric of the week.
Yes, sir.
And this week, on lyric of the week, we got a track called "Broken Love"
Oh,
by Kevin Gates.
Kevin
And on that
Gates.
track, he
OG.
says,
Quote.
"Yeah, I know it hurt to find out that they was lying about feeling the way you feel, but you gotta suck it up, toughen up, gonna get that money, baby. We gonna run it up. My dog crossed me. Now he missed me. Yeah, he knew what it was. I stay solid from the jump. Yeah, I'm so tired of broken love."
Unquote.
And that was basically because one of his mans, slept with his girl or some shit, and then that was just a little bit of context.
You were flowing pretty good there. No cap.
Up until I started.
Until you started a little
Yeah,
bit, but
yeah.
that's sick though. No cap.
I wish I could sing it, but
Wow.
y'all be getting at me for doing that, so I gotta stop.
R&B king. You can do what you want to do.
You know what? You right, bro.
Yeah.
You right. I could really do whatever the fuck I want.
100%.
Yeah.
That wasn't even English.
You could do whatever the fuck you want. I got you. I got
Go
you.
ahead,
I
bro.
got
Go
you.
ahead.
Go ahead. Glue.
You already know what it is. It's the best segment of the podcast.
It's debatable, but
Okay. Why I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
And I don't fuck with you if you feel like you're always right. Like the customer is always right, and they always just be like a Karen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
apologize
Dope,
if your name is
dope.
Karen in 2021.
yeah.
But like, yo,
that must
don't act like
not
a
be
Karen,
fun.
man.
I wonder how many Karens we're gonna have in like the next 10 to 15 years, just based off the
Dude,
fact
all
that
Gen Z people
Oh,
are
honey.
Karens, bro.
there must be.
I'm Gen Z.
Yeah, Karen.
Exactly.
That's messed up. I'm
Yeah.
chill.
You be complaining, hey, can I speak to your manager, head ass?
I probably would say that though. Like I'd probably be like, yo, like this isn't right service. Like let me just talk to the manager really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because millennials are pussies though.
Facts. On that note,
You're,
though,
you are Gen
no,
Z
don't
too.
do that.
You are.
Don't do that.
I'm the cusp.
Don't do that.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Yeah. What do we have on the docket today, boy?
This week on the docket, we have, do you believe once a cheater, always a cheater? And so this is sort of like our cheating episode part 2.
Yeah.
And, I want to pose that question to y'all. Mr. Beeches, do you
What's
believe
happening?
once a cheater, always a cheater?
Now, I have a very limited experience with cheating, and
Lucky you.
being as I've never experienced being cheated on, like
That you know of.
directly or that I know of.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, who knows what happened? Do I believe that once a cheater, always a cheater? What's that like saying that we change our personalities like every 9 years? Isn't that it?
I've never heard that.
You never heard
before.
that?
I've heard that.
Have you
It's
heard
like
that? Is
it's
it
like
every-
your palate changes every 6 months?
Yeah, like something like that, right? So like I think that there's room and there's room for change in every person. So I would like to think that maybe people actually look at their past, they reflect on their past actions, and they're like, yeah, like I don't think that I acted properly in this situation.
What about you? What about you, Demarcus?
Me, I think I gotta break it down a little bit because to me, once a cheater, always a cheater is only applicable if I feel that you are the kind of person who doesn't, sort of cherish the idea of personal growth. You're not someone who's actively working on yourself or actively making it vocal that you are trying to better yourself. So that
Big
off the rip,
facts.
if you're not that kind of person who's focused on their personal development, if you was a cheater, I'm gonna label you as a cheater for the rest of your life. Secondly, if you still cheating past like 23, 24, 25, when you're mid-20s, late 20s, at that point, that is who you are.
You found
Right. I'm gonna allow you, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna label you as a cheater for life. If you was cheating when you was 16,
Yeah.
up into your early 20s or your late teens.
She's just trying to experience shit, you know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You're making poor choices. You're selfish. You only think about yourself.
Yeah, you don't know the gravity of the choices you're making
or the
and-
effect of your actions have on other people.
Yeah.
I'll give you that when you're young, but past a certain age, at that point, the sort of characteristics you display, that is going to be who you are for the rest of your life, in my opinion.
I would I like that.
You do?
I like that a
I
lot.
would kind of disagree with that, but let me
Oh,
answer this first,
okay.
though.
Where you
Do
going?
I think once a cheater, always a cheater? I think, like, I want to. Here we go. I want to say yes and no.
Oh my god. Yes and no.
I haven't done that in a long time, though.
You haven't.
Yeah,
You
right?
haven't.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know why you think this makes it any better though.
There's a reason why you stopped.
Yeah.
Because I knew.
Let's get me amped up.
I would say yes and no. I think like once a cheater, always a cheater. I think yes because everybody is. If you've cheated one time, I feel like as soon as you get bored of something or you have the itch of like I'm not happy, you've already done it once, so you know the gravity it holds. But at the same time, you already have that I don't give a fuck attitude about that
that's
cheating
fair.
part, right? So then with that being said, I think like once a cheater, always a cheater. I would agree with you at some point, like when you're younger a little bit, it might be a little bit different.
Mhm.
But like personally, I think you're always gonna cheat. And then no would be relating to your guys' answers being like, yeah, I think like people have growth and stuff. So like to jump into the second question, like do you guys think that people can change from being a cheater when they were
not
back in the
being-
day to not being
okay.
a cheater?
I'm gonna have to answer that as honestly as I can, and I can only do so when I'm taking it, from my perspective and putting myself in those shoes because that's the reality that I've lived.
Yeah.
Did I cheat back in the day? Yes. Do I cheat now? No. And so saying that, I feel like I and people have the ability to change. But that comes from a point of, taking the time to reflect on your actions, reflect on the impact that you have on other people, and then, taking that into consideration when you're dealing with people.
Mhm.
I think that, people actually have the ability to change if they want to.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think that even on top of that too, like if you did cheat on someone in the past and then let's say that person blew up, because I'd be seeing a lot of things online where, people are like, breaking into people's cars, like smashing windows, slicing.
been
I
seeing
would
that.
probably, if I was a cheater and like, my ex shorty came and just busted up my whip, I'd probably be like, I'm not gonna do that again. Like
Yeah.
I'd be like, that was probably a bad move
Yeah.
on my part to make somebody this pissed off.
Facts.
So like in that case, I would think, depending on the way that the relationship ended after you cheated or the way that those events transpired, I think that has a very big effect on if you continue to cheat in the future.
See, for me, I would agree with that. I think like a cheater only changes based on the repercussions that
Yup,
person
I'm with
gets.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
100,
with that. I'm with
100%.
that.
So I think like if you can get away with it
You gonna keep
nonstop,
doing
you're
it.
gonna keep doing it.
That's
right?
it. That's
so
just
you're
it.
never gonna change. But if you like, obviously, if you've never gotten caught and you've been a cheater, but you're like, you know what, I don't feel right about this, and I feel like I'm hurting
Yeah.
myself and other people. Like I'm hurting other person because I'm cheating on them.
Right.
And that's a whole emotional train wreck. But then I'm also hurting myself because now I have to keep this secret. Unless you're a sociopath, you just don't care.
It's so heavy, man.
Right?
That's a really heavy burden to carry around with you.
Like heavy, bro.
Yeah.
Unless you can just like be like, nah.
Compartmentalize and just set it outside and just don't
or
even
just
think about
like
it.
justify like, no, I was right while doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, she didn't make me lunch today, and so that justifies me cheating. Yeah,
Some
yeah,
whack
I
ass
can
shit, but
understand
yeah.
You so whack, bro.
But yeah, no, I think like cheaters will always be cheaters if they never get caught. It's like the repercussions, like Quay said, like if someone smashed my window, I'm probably not gonna cheat anymore.
Yeah, you just be like, that probably wasn't the best move.
I mean,
you
now
know?
I gotta spend money.
Yeah.
fix my
That's just
windows,
not
my
insured.
car. Right?
I didn't have cams outside the house.
See, now, like, that makes me think, though, like, okay, if you do get cheated on,
Okay.
should you or would you stay? No, I'm opposed to it as would you.
Would I
You
stay?
personally, if you were cheated on, would you stay?
And again, this is I don't have
Put yourself in that.
yeah,
shoes.
and that's what I mean by like saying this. I've never been in this situation, so I know that a lot of people might have different answers because like they were there. They're like, no, this is what it's like. But I would probably never give that person a second chance.
Why?
Like if I just know that you cheated on me, it just means that like you one didn't care about my feelings, and two, there's some sort of like insecurity that you couldn't bring up in the relationship.
Yeah.
So you felt that was how you needed to start moving, which is super wild to me.
What if she's just really turned up one night with the girls out? You know, she had a few drinks in her. She's feeling kind of loose.
I'm still a victim. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That does make. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
What
really
about you, Glue? Like, would you stay?
Could have called
You
me.
know, after would you stay if you were cheated on? Wait a minute.
Oh wow, here we
Oh.
go.
Didn't you stay?
Oh my god.
I almost forgot.
It doesn't need to be like this.
Didn't you stay?
He's
after
always
you caught yourself?
violating, you know what I mean?
I mean, we just going. What we're going to try and do is be honest with our viewers.
Yeah,
We're always
he's-
going to do that.
You know what he's doing? He's stopping you from ever even saying a lie at this point, bro. All
I wasn't even finna lie.
right, go off then, King.
Say your piece. So we know you would, but I think the question posed to you is should you?
No, rewind,
Should
rewind,
you?
rewind.
All right.
It's not that I would, it's that I did. Okay?
Okay.
Past tense.
What did you
okay?
learn from that then? Because if it's past tense,
I mean, like, it really depends on how you feel about this person. You know what I mean? It depends the circumstance. So, like, for instance, like if I'm really trying to be with this person, yeah, I'm probably gonna take you back. Like, I'm probably just gonna be like, hey, let's work on this. Let's figure out the reasons why.
yeah.
Because if it was something to do with me, then I mean I can try and work on myself. If it's something to do with you, then I feel like you need to fix your shit. You know what I mean? You gotta do better.
And you want to beat her for the fixing,
I mean, like when
especially when she's gone out and hurt you that way, disrespected you that way, been with another dude like that, gave him the same moan she be giving you,
Oh, don't even start with
I
me.
mean, like
Don't even start.
wearing the
with me,
panties
bro.
that you bought her.
Oh, don't even
I
start.
think
with me,
like
bro.
personally, like when you're in that moment, you don't really think about all that.
So why? Like, okay, then to further this question for you, Glue.
like I was never sorry, not to cut you
Go
off,
off,
quick,
no, go off.
but I was never angry in that situation. Like
How?
anger wasn't my first emotion.
Explain
It wasn't
that
my
to me.
first emotion.
What was your first emotion then?
My first emotion was like hurt. Like I was just genuinely
Straight
pain
up
and hurt.
pain.
Like I was just genuinely hurt, and I just wanted the reason why. You know what I mean? I wasn't like angry where I'm about to like do something crazy or
You're more
act
confused.
out wild. I was just confused to like I thought we were good. You know what I mean? I don't understand why you felt like you needed to do that.
Yeah.
You know what
So,
I mean?
so
go ahead,
then, and this is the further question I'm just going to pose to you is that why did you stay then? Because if you thought everything was good, they stepped out. Why would you stay in that situation? Because apparently it wasn't what you thought, right?
I think it's a couple of reasons why I stayed. One, it was like my first like kind of serious relationship,
Okay.
or I aspired it to be that. So like I wanted to get it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like kind of just dead set on that person,
Yeah.
and I was just like in love with her. So I was like, all right, cool. Like love is like blinding.
So it's kind of the situation where you're like, yeah, this is the person that I've pictured me marrying, and they went and stepped out and did the super vile act. I want to I still this is still like I still want that picture. Like this is still what I'm looking for. That's what it was for you.
You're
You think?
you're painting me crazy, but yeah.
But,
No,
but
we
no,
just
I'm not
painting
crazy. I'm just want to
what we're seeing.
Yeah, I'm not even coming at you. I just
Nah, I know.
I'm okay. He pushing his own agenda.
I'm sorry.
I am literally just trying to understand your headspace.
I just want you to know that this is a safe space, regardless.
Of
I
course.
understand I'm coming at you, but it's
Yeah,
still a
no.
safe space.
I just want to know. I wanted to know
No
where your
judgment.
headspace was because like that's one of the things. And you've admitted to cheating.
Yeah, so,
So-
you don't come at me in a sec. But
Yeah, no facts. So if you did get cheated on, then so you would in the future, would you stay again, or what does that look like for you?
You know, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Seems like an easy one to answer to
Shouldn't
me,
be.
bro.
It shouldn't be a really good question, honestly. But I'm with you.
Nah,
It's like a
because
yes or no at this point.
But go on though.
like I feel like I want to say no,
Yeah.
but in times of in adversity, like you never know what your reaction is gonna be. Like if I have
You do know because that's could be a standard that you set for yourself.
100%, like I don't expect anybody to go out and cheat on me and it be okay, and them just come like listening to this now and come back to me like, yo, I cheated on you, I'm sorry, and expect me to take you back.
Yeah.
Like that's never gonna be the standard I'm setting for myself. But like I can't just like if I've already done it one time and like it hurt, but I try to figure some shit out. But at the same time, like now that I'm thinking, like down the line, it really caused issues within my head.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking
of
now, like
course.
that had effects. That might still have effects on you today. I don't know that. I don't know if it does, but you can see how that action affected you after the fact. So the fact that we ask you, would you facing that same situation again? Would you act the same way? And you're still
I probably wouldn't. I probably would leave. I think
don't say
yeah,
it for
don't
me.
say it for us. Don't make us
you
happy.
believe
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is that's what I'm saying. I probably would leave, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Emphasizing the word probably. I just think like if like, yeah, I'd probably leave.
Okay, so like for me sitting here, what I probably would want even for you, Landon, in the future, like I want you to definitely realize, and I preach this all the time now, like this is something that I've really just started to really understand, but like there needs to be consequences for the actions that people do to you.
Right.
So like nobody should be able to look at you, especially in that situation, and be like, yeah, I cheated on him and he took me back. And you know what I mean? And you'll have a problem with that, obviously. So he'd be like, I can't believe he's still bringing up the cheating thing because he took me back. I thought everything was good. It should be, yeah, I cheated on him and he fucking hates me. Because in my opinion, that is the proper response to cheating.
That's the response I've gotten from all the other people that like I've been around who've been in that situation.
Yeah.
Like that creates a lot of anger, and oftentimes that helps them get over the person quickly.
Yeah.
Because they can hold on to that anger, but it also has these adverse effects on them like down
In
the
the
road
future.
that takes oftentimes like years to resolve.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things with cheating is that people have to realize that like, yeah, that anger is good to cut yourself off of that person, but then you also need to go forward knowing there was nothing you like. There might sometimes be like,
there's nothing,
but there's nothing. Yeah, never
cheating
mind.
is
Not
not
even might.
justified on
Yeah,
any
it's not
part, yeah.
justified at all. There's nothing that you did that warranted cheating.
Right.
Ever. Like that should never be the way that somebody reacts to something.
Fact.
You know what I mean?
What you owe me is a conversation.
Of course.
If you're not happy about something, have a conversation with me. Communicate that to me. Give
Yeah.
me the opportunity to make it up to you or fix that issue.
Yeah.
It does not make sense to step out and then come be like, all right, like I did this, like I'm sorry.
Let's get back to the sketch.
Because you weren't paying enough attention to me, and I know I didn't communicate that to you, but I just have a hard time communicating, and so the next thing that I did was step out on you.
Yeah, and that's BS to me.
I think like for me, it's really. I'm starting to like really just break it down and what's that word?
Compartmentalize.
Yeah.
Compartmentalized. That's what I couldn't even
that
get
word.
it realistically.
Like for me, like I'm starting to understand that I feel like if you have hate off the bat,
Yeah.
it becomes easy to let go of that person.
Right.
Okay.
If you have if you have hurt right off the bat, it's a little bit more difficult to let go of that person. It hurts, but like for some odd reason you still want to continue fixing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's the difference. If I had hate in my heart for that person, which is still a lot of energy to hold towards that person all the
100%.
time,
Hate is
then
so much.
then I would be able to just be like, oh, fuck that, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But like for me, like it's very challenging for me to have hate in my heart and in my mind.
So then what advice would you give somebody that has been cheated on? Given that you've experienced that, you've come through that, you're on the other end of that, what advice would you give somebody who's going through that right now?
I mean, like, have hold a standard where obviously you're not cheating is not acceptable. Right. I think like for me, I don't hold a grudge towards cheating on every single new person that I'm with. I give everybody a clean slate.
Right.
And I think that I don't have trust issues with anybody else but that person because that person cheated on me. And so
that sounds like a really hard thing to do for someone who's been cheated on.
It's not, because like if I were to get back, okay, for instance, if I were to get back with that girl, then I would have
would that slate be clean?
I would still have a little bit of trust issues because of our past.
You're second guessing, right?
Right? Yeah. But because if I'm with somebody new, right, then it's easier for me to be like, oh, okay, I trust you to the fullest where you're not going to cheat on me. You know, like if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So I'm always giving somebody a new slate. I'll give you a new slate to a certain point with the old person, but it's not going to be a full new slate. Right. This is going to be like a little 5, 10, 15% that I'm like, I don't really know how I feel like that. But with that being said, do you guys think that like people who have been cheated on should go back to the person that they've gotten cheated?
So you're saying that if they got cheated on, they left. And should, like, in the future, should they come back to that person?
Yeah, are they allowed kind of to go back to that person?
Oh, you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But my sort of perspective on it would be, I would only do that if I have evidence that you have changed as a person. I have evidence that you've grown dramatically as a person. You've experienced things that you might have had, you might have had to been cheated on yourself for you to really understand the gravity of your actions. And with that new knowledge, okay, then I'd be able to entertain the idea. But still, the fact that, like, if even the fact that you cheat on me, we broke up, whatever, we go about our lives, and people ask me, why y'all break up? Yeah, she cheated on me. Yeah, she cheated on me. And 3 years later, now I'm with you again, and all my homeboys like, ain't that the girl that was? See, that's a spot I don't want to be at. I do understand though, like, it's not really about other people, and it's about you and the situation you're in. And so if you're okay with that, then do that. Yeah. But
we're foolish to think that other people's opinions don't matter.
Actually affect that, especially if it's your close friends or whatnot.
Course.
So you can understand how that. I typically wouldn't want to be in that position. Yeah. But for me to be in that position and to take somebody back in that aspect, I would have to see some serious growth in their behavior.
So you're saying that you would take somebody back then?
No.
Okay.
You don't think there's ever there's not enough growth in the world?
You're not disrespect me once, you're gonna do it again. I'm sorry.
So you're with that.
What about you, baby?
Do I believe that I could go? Like, somebody could come back? It's gonna take a lot of work. Like, it'll take a lot
of groveling.
Oh my God. Like, at that point, like, the only reason why I would say no is because, like, your full-time schedule would have to be to making, like, this situation
making
okay
it up
again.
to me
Like,
for breaking my goddamn heart.
You'd have to just be fucking on, like, hands and knees at this point, just catering to everything for me to be like, yeah, they're serious about wanting to be back in my life. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because, like, for me to go through that, me to understand, okay, this is why they did this. Because I'm the type of person that when somebody does something, I like to look at, like, why would you do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like to think, why
understand
would you?
The why.
Yeah. So if I'm sitting at home, I'm like, okay, I was giving you all of this. You know what I mean? I was putting myself fully out there. I was not with anybody else. You felt that you felt for whatever reason you needed to go and step out. Like, if I'm not seeing you, like, just work to get the version of me back that you pretty much damaged for, like, the rest of my life, then there's no point for me to come back.
That makes me that kind of makes me think of, like, what would you, like, if you met somebody that had just been in a relationship where they were cheated on?
Yeah.
How would you approach that person in a way where they can now, have trust in you? So would you have to make that situation like, you know what, like, off the rip, I understand what you've been through and understand where your trust issues might lie. So, off the rip, here's my phone password. Here's my password to all my accounts. You want to see my phone at any point in time, you can see it. Because I want to let you know that I got nothing to hide. And so by you, if you have these concerns, you can view them, you can look at it, take the initiative there and look at those things. See that I'm being faithful to you, and then that can be a way that we build our trust. Or do you think that's just that idea is just crazy and like you shouldn't off the rip, you better deal with your shit beforehand before you start fucking with me?
Oh hell no. No. I think that baggage is gonna follow them for a while. So like if I have to just if I know I'm trustworthy, like that's the thing where this kind of comes into play, because I know a lot of people don't want to do certain things because like, oh, they should just trust me. No, you can if it's gonna make you feel better to have your face on my phone to unlock it, put your damn face on it. Like me personally, I don't even care if people like if I'm like wake up middle of the night, you're going through my phone. I'm just gonna be like, yo, I'm just gonna laugh. Like me personally, I know that other people have different responses, but I'll just be like, yo, I'll just roll back over because I'll be like, there's nothing you're gonna find.
Right.
So it's cool. You want your face on there? Let's do it. I've had people in my past that have been cheated on, and like they'll be like, "I'll put your password in." I'll be like, "Yo, it's fucking blah 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 blah." Like just put it in. I don't care. Like you write it down. I don't give a fuck. Like you can go through my phone. It means nothing.
So
you know what I mean?
So are we agreeing that is like we should normalize the idea of giving their significant others passwords off the rip like that in a way to like incite that trust?
Like it's something I do. Like I have, I think with most of my ex-girlfriends, at least, I'm pretty sure they've had like either my password or they've had like their actual, back when phones were thumbprints or whatever, like they've had their own to go in.
I can't give you the Face ID. You could just take my phone, buy whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, see, that's also facts. You know with that. I don't really mind personally. Like I was like, fuck it, whatever. Like I'll just take it off if you're becoming an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think we have to like normalize it, but like I think it's if your significant other says like I need this to feel secure, I'm not the type of person that's gonna be like, you're not getting that. I'll be like, fucking put it on, bro. Let's put it on and just dead this conversation because I'm already bored of it.
So like, not to backpedal at all, but like just to answer like one of the previous questions about the coming back. What's funny about that and like what's funny about what you guys said was when I broke up with my ex, I was like, yo, I'm never getting back with her. I was just angry after.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then, like, after I did, like, some self-healing and, like, some self-realization, I was like, you know what? Like, I'd probably take her back if she would change her ways and this way.
How much time would need to be in the middle of that?
In the middle of, like, her changing her ways?
Yeah.
It wouldn't really matter about time. It would just matter about, like...
My friend, I beg to differ.
No, it would just matter about,
Are you
like...
okay?
I'd have to beg to differ there.
No, but listen to me. Like, it would matter about, like, how far you actually got with your self-growth. Because if you still have the same toxic ways, there's no way I'm coming back with you.
No matter what changes you're trying to make in yourself, time is the constant.
Yeah.
You need time.
You're not gonna hit me in a
make
week.
those changes.
Of course. Yes, time is a factor within it. Like I wasn't gonna get
It
back
is
with her right off the
factor.
bat. If like 2 weeks down the road she's like, no, I've changed. Like this. No,
I got that one too.
Yeah, I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
I seen a therapist last week. I think I'm good now.
Yeah,
good to go.
it don't
Nah.
work like-
I'm sorry, what?
It don't work
Right?
like
Oh,
that.
you good after 2 weeks?
Nah,
Sheesh.
deadass.
Right? After years
Who's your
of
therapist? Give me the number right quick.
That's it. That man's a god.
no, but what I'm saying is like I said that and I would stay true to that, although there's like a certain part of me that's still hesitant towards that. So like I can understand people circling back.
Happy
and
to hear
yes,
that.
My friends would have like a certain stigma based on our relationship if we got back together.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I said to myself that if she had changed her ways for the better and she grew as a person and she could realize where she was wrong, where she wasn't wrong, and those toxic traits were kind of extinguished, then yes, I would probably circle back.
Like I'm when I hear you talk sometimes, especially when we get on this topic, I get concerned.
Why, man?
Just fearful that you're just setting yourself up to be bamboozled, or you're setting yourself up to be disrespected. Because you're saying that, you know what, I got to see, you know, how they've changed, and it doesn't really matter about time. I just got to be able, if somebody, I think it's simple. I think if you're in a committed relationship with somebody and somebody has disrespected you by stepping out in that way, that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's the end of it. Like what would it take for you to forgive somebody that stepped out on you?
That becomes, I think, the next question.
Like I'm genuinely
yeah,
curious. Like, what would it
let's
take?
start
Like,
with start with you over there. Like, what would it take? Now we're starting. Don't roll your eyes. What's it gonna take for you to forgive somebody, or what does forgiveness look like?
let's say that they cheat on you and you still want to be in this situation,
Yeah.
right? What would it take? 'Cause I'm not. Let me know if I'm wrong or right or whatever. Did that not happen? Did you not stay in it like in the moment? And what did it take for you to stay in it?
Okay, well, that's two different questions. Okay, so like for me to forgive somebody, let's start with that one. For me to forgive somebody, I think it's just like a basic change of heart. Like time is always gonna matter, and this is somebody told me this. Shout out to teacher. Time matters, but time doesn't always heal everything. Like people say that, but that's not true because people still hold a grudge in their heart after years and years.
Okay.
It's a change of heart that changes your mind on something.
Okay, let me address this.
Okay.
So time. So if you're gonna say time doesn't matter, I would also like to just drop in, what does the denial stage look like for you and bargaining stage look like for you? Because let's say you get super hurt, you're like, hey, I'm at the moment we're broken up. Now my brain's the person who got broken up with, my brain's doing the 5 stages of grief. So I'm like, I'm denying that this certain things happen the way they did. I'm bargaining. I want to get back in this relationship, blah, blah, blah. How do I distinguish that for what is truly good for me at the time if I don't go through my healing process?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had that 5 steps of denial. Was it?
You don't believe you go through the
grief.
5 stages of grief?
Of grief? I think I grieved, but I never was not realistic.
It sounds like you might still be in denial.
That's what the fuck I was about to
You
say.
might be stuck in denial.
Why would you say that?
Because because it's years later after the event had happened, and you're still like open to the idea of putting yourself in a situation like that again.
I'm not open to the idea.
Not that you would allow it, but you're saying that if facing that same situation, it's not a clear cut out stepping out or not. Especially we're not talking about marriage or nothing. We're talking about relationships right now. To you, it's still not a clear cut out. It's still like, okay, well, I have to look in the mirror and ask myself, how much do I truly care about this person? Where do I envision myself with this person? And is this, transgression big enough for me to then, put all stops to it? Whereas to me, like, and to some of the people that I've been around who've been cheated on, and the way it works in my head, if you cheated on me, it's like it's a clear cut nah. Mm-hmm. Like, because there's so much pain that has been conflicted on me by that action. Because he's talking about these 5 stages. I don't exactly know what I'd be denying because it happened.
Yeah.
But I would be sitting here, looking in the mirror, thinking about, okay, where did I go wrong or what did I do? And so now I'm internalizing the shit that you fucked up. You're making me feel like I'm the one. I'm lesser of a person for you stepping out. And to me, that's not fair to me. And I would never want to put myself in a position where I'm left like thinking that, well, she did something bad, but
what did I do?
What did I do?
Yeah.
I could maybe if I did this, and maybe if I was more like this, and maybe if I didn't think her breath was hot off in the morning, like maybe we'd still be together. Like I'm not.
Maybe she wouldn't go and fuck another person while we're together.
Like,
that's not
I
how
don't
it
want to be
works.
in a position where I'm questioning me or like my general sauce. Like I am me. I'm confident who I am. Anybody that makes me question who I am, you're not good for me.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I totally agree with you. I'm not saying that I'm naive or in denial with the situation. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that at that point in time back in the day, I was like, if she had changed her ways, and further down the line, if we reconnect, I would maybe consider taking her back.
But it seems like you're kind of explaining and again, I'm not coming at you. I'm just kind of just noticing what you're doing, and it's like you're saying that time doesn't matter, but you're not giving yourself or that person any time. Like if you're saying time doesn't matter, you're not giving either person time to truly like understand what's good for them. If I'm in a relationship and I cheated on someone, I probably shouldn't be in that relationship. If I got cheated on, I probably shouldn't be in that relationship. So that's something that's, that comes together at the beginning. And if there's time and, the person who cheated and the person who got cheated on have both time to think about everything that happened, somebody changes and they decided, yeah, we can get this started again. That's the only time that I probably take someone back.
But even at that, I feel that time should give you the time to realize that it's a fuck no.
Yeah.
It's not like that time you take to heal and grieve and process. That's the time where you take the time to yourself, and you do that self-healing where you then build yourself up to be like, you know what, this is my standard.
Yeah.
I will not settle for anything less than that. That's what that time should be used for.
I'd
Is to
agree
then
with that.
build yourself back up, because that cheating and that cheating sort of breaks you down, and so you got to now build yourself up back up to the person you want to be.
Yeah.
I think I did do that. Like I think you guys are totally correct.
Yeah, and I think now you're in a pretty
maybe
good
like
spot.
saying like I just for me I don't think time actually like it does have a factor in it, but it doesn't just necessarily heal you. That's what I'm saying. It's not the main. I personally wouldn't say.
You're
it's the
saying
main
there's other
factor.
things that go into time.
I think the
that go into
change
fair.
of mind and change of thought towards that person and change of heart towards
Yeah.
that person allows you to forgive that person. You never forget, as they say, forgive but don't forget.
Yeah.
But you are allowed to start to forgive that person and realize that maybe they were in the wrong. Maybe at that point they
Doing
had
this
some
and like
whatever.
this,
You know what I mean?
okay.
Some issues or whatever.
Does somebody have the ability to change their ways and change their heart if they're not an empathetic person naturally?
No, you have to
If you
want to
don't-
do that.
If you don't have the ability to understand how your affections affect other people, or at least put yourself in that position where you can understand how that would affect you, how can you change?
That's the thing.
And so if you're with somebody who you don't see them as someone who's empathetic, if they do something like that, that's when you gotta clock them as a person. You go, I figured you out, I've clocked you, I know what you're about, and no matter how much I feel about you, you just don't have the tools needed to be able to, act in a way that I would in some way, shape, or form forgive you down the road.
I would think that because like as soon as if you're the type of person that says I want to change, as soon as you say that, you're already starting to self-reflect.
Yeah, self-awareness.
So
That's
got to be the first step of your self-awareness. So if you're not telling yourself right away that I did wrong in this situation and I want to change, then you're never going to. Like that's as simple as it gets. But I'm gonna give Landon off the hook for a second. We dove deep into him. So what does forgiveness look like? If you were to forgive someone, what would that be for you?
That's a really difficult question for me to answer, because I'm thinking because to me it's just like it's black and white.
Yeah.
Right. It's super black and white. But if I were to try and put myself in that position, like what would it take for me to forgive someone that cheated on me? Man, you've just created just so many insecurities in me. If I were to stay, that in order to sort of stifle those insecurities or at least work through them, I'm gonna need like complete transparency.
Yeah.
And so, by the way, I remember me prefacing earlier saying like, oh, they needed passwords, but not. I'm naturally a person who's like out of sight, out of mind. Like I want to be naive to the fact. I just want to protect my peace.
Yeah.
But if I'm choosing to stay with somebody and forgive them, you on your own without me asking for it, it's got to be like, hey, like here's all my shit. Here's my password. Here's everything.
Yeah.
You can look at it whenever you want. And whenever you have questions, whenever you're feeling any kind of way, you got to make me I have to see an effort on your part in making me feel comfortable to address some of the insecurities that are still going on. So in the fact that, okay, yeah, I could say, hey, yeah, okay, I still want to stay in this, and I forgive you. That's not the end of the conversation. And in any way, shape, or form, where when I try and bring up the fact that I still have certain things on my mind, and you push that, you know what, we already dealt with this.
Yeah.
We gonna scrap. Because to me that's some bullshit. If you've done that to me and I'm choosing that, I'm gonna forgive you, and I still have certain things that come into question, or you move one way. Let's say we out and you spend a little too much time with some dude chatting it up.
Yeah.
Me naturally
Post cheat.
Me naturally, I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
For me, post cheat. Me post cheat.
Who's this?
I'm like, all right, who is this guy? Where you know him from? How long y'all been talking? You meet him today? You meet him last week? What's up? Like, I'm asking all these questions, and you gotta make me feel comfortable to ask these questions. You gotta make me feel like I'm in a safe space where I can ask these questions, and I gotta feel like you have the ability to calm me. You have the ability to reassure me. So I think, to sum it up, and I just figured it out as I was talking, what I would need in order for you, for me to forgive you would be to see your ability to reassure me.
Okay.
I need to see, an aggressive attempt to reassure me at times when I'm feeling like I need reassurance.
Yeah.
And and if you've already cheated, I want you to do so without being asked.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, hey, this is what I need. And then it's up to you to take that initiative and do that, because you understand you've done such a grave, you've done such a bad thing that
Bad,
you know what,
yeah.
like in order for me to make it up, this is what I got to do, and I'm gonna do that because I still want to be with him.
Okay, and that's
Q,
fair.
baby, what about you? What does forgiveness look like to you?
I think my forgiveness looks honestly looks a lot like that, just because I feel like I'm the type of guy to I don't put a lot of like rules on anybody, you know what I mean? You don't have to do shit. You could be out the entire evening, I might not hear from you for 2 days. You don't have to check in as long as I know you're safe. But like, you know what I mean? Like, as far as my trust goes, like, you don't have to like check in with me. You don't have to be like, yeah, we just got here. Yeah, we're moving. You don't have to do any of that. You know what I mean? You don't have to show me your phone. I already understand that like just human beings are already gonna have there's gonna be certain things that I don't want to hear about. Like, that's just how life is. Like, there's gonna be things that happen that like I trust you enough that you
rather not.
respected the relationship, that you didn't go and step out and all that kind of stuff. So if you feel so inclined to go and cheat on someone who's giving you all of that trust already, it's gonna be really hard for me to forgive you. So like when you come back, I'm gonna need, like, my love language is gonna change to words of affirmation. Because you're gonna have to reassure me every step of the way at this point. You know what I mean? Because from what I was at the beginning, which is just someone who doesn't give a fuck about what you're doing, you're out having fun, that's sick. You have fun with me, that's sick, and I trust you in that. To turning into somebody who's like, man, I hope she's not fucking another dude right now. Like, that's gonna become just an issue.
So you got to then rebuild that trust, and by rebuilding that trust, what you need to do is reassure.
Exactly. I'm gonna need reassurance, and I already like think that like if I'm always asking for reassurance, I'm getting annoying. So like I don't want to be in a situation like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair. That's solid.
But on that note,
We gonna end this podcast.
Yes, sir.
I feel like there's so much in cheating, man. Like we
we
just
could
like
dive
really
in.
just like
Yeah.
scratching the surface. There's
Yeah.
still so much in there. But
Yeah, we could dive in deep with that one.
give me your
Give him a little outro.
yeah,
No,
little recap.
A little recap.
Give me a recap.
All right, recap. So listen, today was our part 2 of cheating. You know what I mean? We had some people on part 1 that were really geeked up about this, so we dropped part 2 on you guys. We just talked about, do you think a cheater will ever change? Down the board, aside from Glue a little bit, he kind of said that the cheaters could change. We also think that you can change as a person, but if you're not ready to change, those actions are not going anywhere. So we kind of look at those kind of things, and if you're not gonna want to change in the future, then just stay out of that person's life who you just negatively affected, because like they're dealing with shit, man. Like if you think it or not, they are dealing with stuff. And if you feel like you want to take back a cheater, you gotta, I'm gonna take this out of Glue's mouth, but like you're gonna have to look at the time. You need to look at the amount of time that was in between, because a week's not gonna fucking do it. I'm so sorry to tell anybody that. But
3 months ain't gonna do it.
3 months isn't gonna do it. Like
Yo, fuck that. Yo, if you want to take back a cheater, take back a cheater. It's your choice.
I mean, it's your choice. That's facts. Do
what
whatever
we're
you want to do.
advising-
But what we're advising you to do is not take back a cheater until it's at least been like 3 years, in my personal opinion. But, but yeah, that's really just it, right?
Yeah.
That's everything we covered.
Yeah.
Thank you for
pretty
listening
much.
this week.
So I'm thinking. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to come at you if you feel like I was coming at you. I don't know if you
No, I
do
don't
feel
feel
like
that way.
it just seems that you just kind of calm now. Are you just thinking
I'm
about?
chill.
Are you
No,
like
chill.
processing the shit we talking about? Or are you calm? You just chilling?
I'm just chilling. Like I agree with what you guys are saying.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not saying that I'm right in what I did or my thought process at that time
Was
is correct or
beneficial
benefit to me.
Beneficial, yeah.
Right? I think it was flawed. I think that like I was so deep in the idea of loving that person that it held me back from actually making a sound decision.
And that's hard.
And
When you're in the moment, that's hard.
I think I don't know, like I feel like this is gonna be outlandish a little bit, and I don't know what I mean when I say this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say it.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
I
Damn.
feel like if you get
Turn
cheated
it up.
on more than one time, maybe you should look at like
No, we're not doing
Huh?
that. We're not doing that. Turn it down.
We're not doing that.
Turn it down. We're not doing that. Turn it down.
Why?
Turn it down.
If you're telling
Turn it
me
down.
that if I get cheated on more than one time, I gotta look
not with the
internally?
same person.
No, I know.
Or even with the same person or multiple
You're not
people.
helping.
Not
No,
helping
No.
you. Yo,
You're telling me
yeah,
that
we're
if
not-
I get cheated on. So the golden rule or
Yeah,
one of the fucking.
Okay, wait, don't go up too much.
I'm
because,
about to. No, I'm about to. Allow me.
All right.
Loyalty in a relationship, that bar is on the fucking ground. That is the bare minimum you can fucking do in a goddamn
all I'm
relationship.
asking for,
So now you're telling me that if someone's cheated, I've been cheated on multiple times by different people, I got to start looking internally
we're not
at
doing
what I'm doing?
Nah.
Yo, get the fuck out
I'm not
of here,
doing
bro.
that. We should have muted Landon's
Don't
mic.
even
I'm so
miss
sorry,
me
guys.
with that.
I'm so sorry.
No, but I'm dead ass. This is a serious
No,
thing.
I know
I'll
you're dead
headbutt
ass.
you right
I
now,
know
bro.
you're dead ass.
Yeah, headbutt me.
I know you're dead
Go
ass.
for it. See what
Oh
happens
my
next.
god.
If you like, because you're saying you shouldn't be able to just to
Yeah.
fully trust people.
No,
That's what
I'm
you're
saying,
saying
I'm
moving
saying You
forward.
can fully trust people. But what I'm saying is that if
Cheating
if you,
should never be the option.
Nah.
Maybe if you
Nah.
if you sat there and were
You
like
picking some shitty
if
ass
you,
people.
If you sat there and told me no, wait. If you
Alright.
sat there and told me that like if you have been broken up with over and over again, maybe
You're the problem.
maybe check out what you're doing. But if you're getting cheated on over and over again, like then pick better people. I guess
yeah,
that's
but
all I
still
can tell
looking
you.
into you.
Yeah,
right?
but
That's
like
still on you.
no, but like you should still
for
be
you
able
to,
to
for somebody to
Listen,
cheat
let's-
on.
you know,
Nah.
let's
You're not
make a
saying
cheating
part 3
We're gonna make a cheating part 3 about this because now you
next
got me
week,
geeked
bro.
up.
Next week,
Wow, we're gonna attack it right off the bat, huh?
back to back.
All right,
Wow.
yeah,
All right,
man.
we're gonna be back here next
Do
week.
your little scripted joint.
All right, let me kick off Killzone real quick.
Oh,
No,
you know
no
what
cap.
it is by now.
It's my
Yo,
game, bro.
I don't give a fuck. PS4 is played out. Thank you to all the first time and oh my god, hold on.
Take it back. Take it back.
Thank you, Anne, for the first time.
I know, right? What kind of English is that?
Try again.
Thank you to the first time listeners for coming to. Yo, what is my
You're
line?
on that.
Bro?
You're on that. Thank you for
Nah.
the first time
Thank you for the
listeners.
first time listeners.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you
Shout
too.
out, shout out to the first time listeners for listening. Thank you for the repeat offenders for coming back. Oh my god, that was rough.
For season 3.
Jeez, I know, right? I don't even know my script. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Shout out
Yes,
to
sir.
TikTok for helping us boost our stuff.
Check us out on the TikTok, man.
It's all your favorite clips that you'd ever want to see from our podcast, but go ahead and watch the podcast at the same time.
I know y'all
like,
be on
comment,
there.
and subscribe on YouTube.
Word.
Hit the bell notification if you want to see get notifications on when we upload, which is every Thursday. Every Wednesday is the audio, and if you fuck with us, keep fucking with us.
Facts.
Appreciate you.
100%.
No bullshit. We appreciate you.
We appreciate y'all.
100%.
Q baby, would you like to give your outro, buddy?
Yeah, man. Let me give my outro. Sad to see you guys go, but I just want 3 things. 1, stay healthy. Number 2, stay safe. And number 3, for the love of God, stay out the streets.
And it's your boy Demarcus saying, man, we're not getting cheated on and staying in those relationships. We're not doing that. Come on now. If you rock with Demarcus, you rock with me. Hey, just keep listening to what I'm saying, and we're not doing that. Yeah. We stepping out of those relationships, and we're bettering ourselves and preparing ourselves for the next relationship.
It's gonna be great.
But on that note, take care of yourself.
Yes, sir.
Take care of your mental. Shit, peace and love.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Glue.
What up, Glue?
Shout out to everybody watching the podcast. Shout out to the 2 members beside me. Shout out to the member behind the camera. And I just want to say, yeah, they can't see you, but hey, I just want to say thank you to all the people rocking with us. If you like it, if you like our podcast, let us know that you like it. It makes us feel a little bit nicer.
For real.
And check some of that,
Show some love.
verbal validation.
For real.
We
For
need
real,
that.
for real.
Honestly.
Shout out to all the people that repost our stuff all the time on their stories.
Yo, for real?
Like, that's really, really
Y'all
cool.
are MVPs. I'm not gonna lie, because
That's
we
no
don't ask anybody to share like anything. So you're doing it out of your own heart. Like that's some real love right
Much
there.
appreciated.
For real. And merch is coming soon.
Woo!
And hopefully COVID could leave soon.
So
We
you
can
can
get
see me
back
back in these clubs.
So we
feel
can
me?
meet. We can meet some of y'all. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
for real,
So
yo,
we can
if-
meet some of
If
y'all.
COVID lets up, we'll do a little meet and greet. I think that'd be
Whoa.
fire.
What?
I don't know about all that.
What? Y'all want to see Demarcus in
You
person?
ain't bad, don't link me.
Holy.
Yo, stay humble, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.